Okay, after a grueling 20 minutes of deciding to leave my hair down. January 8th, 2018. So get this, I book my very first wedding for 2000, well, it's not the first wedding for 2018, but the first booking has been done in 2018 for bells and laces, remember that? Anyway, booked first booking for 2018, bells and laces wedding photography. Very happy, felt really good about this first meeting. Being an entrepreneur, there's always a little bit of a fear because you have to go out and hunt for your next gig, for your next job, for your next whatever, and you have to be very comfortable with being uncomfortable, not knowing where your next paycheck is coming from. I'm very comfortable with that. In fact, there is a sort of love, kinda hate relationship with being an entrepreneur because you're always hustling. But that's the way entrepreneurs prefer to live their lives because there's an excitement in it, there's a chase in it, and you're never bored. For an entrepreneur, when you're bored, you're dying or you're dead. The moment we feel bored, we kind of just go, okay, what do we do next? I wanted to take this time and talk about that calm or sense of relief that comes momentarily when you land a gig or when you land a job, or you effectively get back on this little wave that happens as an entrepreneur where you're like, job, and then no job, job, no job. I have a very good relationship with this wave that happens, this sort of feast and famine that happens with business, but the fear can get pretty strong sometimes. The fear.
You need the fear.
And during the holidays, when it's supposed to be the most happiest time, in particular our industry, we don't usually book a lot because the clientele, they're enjoying their lives, they're saving their money for gifts for whoever. Our famine is during the holiday season. And so during this time, I already know from a year's worth of data that I'm like, okay, cool, we're not gonna be booking during holiday time. It doesn't, however, stop you from feeling the fear. It's still very much there. In that sense of feast and famine, I think it's really, really important for entrepreneurs, small business owners to really lay out the data, see what the scope of their business looks like in terms of feast and famine, and kind of plan ahead for those times. Plenty of time we were just kind of doing things off the seat of our pants when we were a lot younger. Now that we're in our 30s and we have plans to do stuff, invest stuff, it's really important to see the trends in your own business, see the trends in your clientele, and to be able to plan for feast and famine. And so, while booking this very first meeting in 2018, I look back at my older stats in 2017, where I think the first thing that I actually booked was a little bit later in the year, maybe February. So I beat my record. And I think it's a great way to sort of measure your progress if you are a growing company or you're a growing business, is to say, okay, this is what we did last year, how can we improve it, right? Basically, what gets measured gets managed. I'm very happy that has transpired, and since then the inquiries have been coming in, and it's been a sense of relief because that was my assumption based on the data. When you get data now, you can make predictions about what's going to happen according to the patterns, and to be able to recognize those patterns in the first place, I think is a big accomplishment for us, and that's something definitely that I think a lot of business owners should be able to do, is look at the patterns, look at the feast and famines of your business, and most importantly, not to freak out about it. I was a little bit on the verge because of the tax thingies coming in and the new tax logs coming out. I'm like, it just goes to show you that it's natural. It's going to happen, and the better that you can prepare for it and not freak out about it, I think is going to be in your best interest to last in the long run, because a lot of moments like that could freak somebody out, and oftentimes you can put yourself in a fear-setting state where you're like, oh no, it's been a whole 2 weeks, nobody has inquired, nobody said anything, nobody liked my post, and it can lead you down a little mind trap in your head, a little rabbit hole. In the same sense that you can kind of tumble down a negative path, you can also tumble down a positive one, in that you don't plan for famine, and that you're just riding this high, or you're spending all this extra income that you have and not planning for the famine time. So it's definitely a balance. My timer is done. But yeah, that just happened. And so I wanted to share this little bit as we head off into the rest of this week. It is Monday, January 8th, like I said. Things are looking up in terms of people waking up and getting back into work mode, getting back into buying mode. This week is pretty cool because despite all this like getting back to work stuff, we're also heading off to a little R&R vacation where I hope to just be cooking for my husband, relaxing, swimming in a heated pool and spa, not being on my period. The last time we were in Palm Springs, I swear, every time we go to Palm Springs to R&R and relax, I'm on my period, and that's not very fun. Sorry, TMI. This channel is gonna be real as hell. Of course, we'll be doing a little bit of photography out there, a little bit of video out there. I find that fun and relaxing. So hope you guys had an awesome weekend, and we'll see you in the next one. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like it and share it if you did indeed like it. And subscribe to this channel for more stuff like this. I talk about work, business, marriage, life. More videos down here.